Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, moviepilot.com, or YouTube itself. What up, world? This is my first first movie related video, 2018, man, new year. 2017 was fun. I hope 2018 is better. If you a close viewer of what I be doing on the YouTubes, then you know that I give you 3 honorable mentions and then my 10 through 1 most anticipated movies of the year. And I gotta be real with you, man. This was a hard list to put together. There's not that many movies that really struck me that's a must see. There are some that I won't even mention that I'm really looking forward to. Let's start honorable mentions first. And my third honorable mention is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Despite everybody using Jurassic World as toilet paper, and it had at the time it had the highest grossing opening weekend of all time, and all of this, that, and the third, and then a little known movie called The Force Awakens comes around and crushes that. I really enjoyed Jurassic World. Jurassic World was one of the most fun theater experiences I had of 2015. And this trailer was fine. I'm excited for where they're gonna go. The trailer was what the trailer was. I liked the trailer. I didn't hate it, but it didn't floor me. It didn't hype me any more than I was already hyped. At honorable mention number 2, I got X-Men Dark Phoenix, or if it's just called Dark Phoenix, I'm not sure. I love the young cast for this X-Men series, and this is if this is technically X-Men 4. This is the first time X-Men series has gotten a 4th movie. And that's more to get me excited for. It comes out in November. They recently released some like magazine clips. I think Magneto like in a neck brace or a neck restraint or something like that. Sophie Turner as Jean Grey was on the cover of Entertainment Weekly or whatever it was. Like, this cast is dope. I hope that this movie can be what Bryan Singer's X-Men 3 should have been. At the same time, I just want Disney to incorporate these characters into the MCU already. Honorable mention number 1, basically my number 11, is Ralph Breaks the Internet, man. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Wreck-It Ralph was one of my favorite movies of 2012. It's a video game movie that's not really a video game movie. It's got multiple characters and all of this, and just the thought of Ralph in the internet, and all the different app games and this, that, and the third. It could be what the Emoji Movie was trying to hope to be, but with Disney behind it, so it's gonna be amazing. I don't even know who's in the cast. Aside from the title, I don't think they've announced anything about this movie. John C. Reilly has to come back. Jack McBrayer, Sarah Silverman have to come back. Other than that, man, it's kind of anybody's guess as to what this movie's about. But as much as I love Wreck-It Ralph, how could this movie not have made the video? At number 10, I got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And it's going to be a Sony animated, no Marvel studio involvement, Spider-Man animated movie with Miles Morales as the main character, and that teaser was enough to get me excited, because I think animated, this could be groundbreaking and revolutionary in the comic book movie world, because I think animated superhero movies are kind of an untapped resource. Like, the Lego Batman movie was super dope. One of my favorites of last year, if you've seen that video. But that was a Lego movie. You can do absolutely anything with the lore in an animated form. Like, look at Batman the Animated Series, the greatest cartoon of all time. The cast, Shamik Moore is going to be Miles Morales. Liev Schreiber is, I think, the villain. And there's 2 or 3 other people cast. Nothing has really been revealed as far as cast or plot details. I think Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who directed the first Lego movie, actually are involved in this. At number 9, I got Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm anticipating this movie basically just because it's the next Star Wars standalone movie. It's gotta be in between episode 3 and before Rogue One, doesn't it? What's his name? Alden Ehrenreich. He's got a big shoes to fill, man, because in my opinion, he looks nothing like Harrison Ford. And he was okay, in my opinion. He was okay in Hail Caesar. And I really, really, really wanted to see what Phil Lord and Chris Miller were going to do with this, but their vision didn't match up with what Disney wanted, so they became like directors number like 5 and 6 to get removed from a Star Wars movie. I mean, Josh Trank is one, and there's at least one more that just isn't coming to mind right now. Ron Howard, who has a storied career, who's directed Backdraft, Apollo 13, Rush, Ed TV. He's done a lot of movies. I think most recently was like the third Da Vinci Code movie. Like, might have done something more recently, or I don't know. He did the Whale movie with Chris Hemsworth too, which I thought that was okay. I don't know, man, but I'm with it because he's an old school director. He's gonna do what Disney wants. They're cutting the check, and there's already rumors that Disney's expecting this movie to fail. Harrison Ford is one of the most Han Solo is one of the most popular characters in Star Wars history, and then you've got Childish Gambino playing Lando Calrissian, who is perfect casting. Fuck his performance. He looks exactly like Billy D. Williams. So, I mean, there's more than one reason to look forward to Solo, but the more I think about it, the more excited I get. So I'm going to move on. At number 8, maybe a little low for the list, but hey, last year Wonder Woman was like number 9. At number 8, I got Aquaman. And I wish whoever runs things, man, Warner Brothers, DC Films, whoever schedules these movies got to get their shit together. It's absolutely ridiculous that Aquaman comes out in December, 13 months after Justice League, and there's nothing in between. Aquaman was good in Justice League. The scenes in Atlantis were dope. And I thought that they were going to use Aquaman as like the edgy rebel who spouts out all these one-liners, and they didn't. I really like what Jason Momoa did with the character. I'm more than excited to see him get his own movie with a strong supporting cast, man. Amber Heard, Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, Yahya Abdul Mateen the second. I know I mispronounced that. 1,000 pardons. That's my bad. There's another big name, Patrick Wilson. And there's supposedly 3 potential villains, but I think Ocean Master is going to be the main villain and probably set up Black Manta for a sequel. At number 7, I got Ant-Man and the Wasp. This should actually be higher, but what is higher in my list just excites me more. Paul Rudd was great as Scott Lang. I think the first Ant-Man is one of the more underrated movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The post-credit scene obviously set up Wasp. And I'm sure this movie will be affected by the events of Infinity War and Civil War. So, I mean, anything's possible with this movie. Just the fact that Wasp is getting her suit. Michelle Pfeiffer is going to play her mom. I don't know, man. Like, I have no idea where this movie could go, and it really excites me to see where they're going to take it. At number 6, I got New Mutants, and another one. This is another one that I don't know where it might go, and that excites me. It looks more horror movie than comic book movie, and that's dope to me, man. Will's brother from Stranger Things is in it. Arya Stark is in it. Anya Taylor-Joy from Split is in it. Alice Braga from I Am Legend plays like a doctor in this asylum, and there are all these new mutants, and they're trying to like learn their powers and whatnot, man. I don't know what to expect from this movie, and that's dope to me. At number 5, I got The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles is one of my top 5 favorite Pixar movies of all time, and my homeboy thinks that this is a cash grab. I couldn't disagree more, with all due respect, bruh. It's going to be more focused on Elastigirl from what I hear. Jack gets his powers. They've already said that the Underminer, who showed up at the very end of the first movie, is going to be this movie's main villain. So it's gonna be like a Force Awakens, Last Jedi, just seamless transition. You one movie, you don't know where one movie ends and when the other begins, and that's dope to me. I think maybe Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul, and I think Catherine Keener are the only casting additions they've announced. Everybody else is supposed to come back. I think Dax is getting replaced, just like they did Nemo in Finding Dory. I will admit though, that teaser trailer was weak as hell to me. I hate teaser trailers like that. It just didn't show any footage. It was just, hey guys, we got a movie coming out. Come see it. It comes out in June. Around the end of the year, they'll do the same thing with Toy Story 4. It builds anticipation. At number 4, I got Creed 2. In my 2015 most anticipated video, I had Creed as an honorable mention because I wasn't 100% positive that it was coming out. Ended up being like my third favorite movie that year. Obviously, Michael B. Jordan's coming back. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone's coming back. My only reservation, the only thing I'm skeptical about is that Ryan Coogler's not coming back. They got a new director, and Stallone, it was weird. Stallone announced he was directing and that the main adversary would be Ivan Drago's son. And there's like some UFC soccer player. There's some athlete who looks just like Dolph Lundgren. So hopefully he gets cast. Hopefully he can act. But I forget who they announced as a new director, man. So hopefully it lives up to the hype. Because Michael B. Jordan was great as Adonis Creed. Stallone should have won Best Supporting Actor Oscar as Rocky. But yeah, man, like I wanted it. Like there was a dude who beat his ass at the beginning of Creed. I wanted him to be the main adversary, but they wanted to go a different direction, man. My number 3 is something that I just have been giddy for, just like a little kid, ever since that first teaser trailer, and that's Black Panther. Black Panther is a character who I have really wanted to see on the big screen. He was one of the highlights of Civil War. I love Chadwick Boseman, man. He's one of my favorite actors ever since 42. 42. He was in Draft Day. He was in Get On Up. And he's impressed me every single time he's been on screen. Chadwick Boseman is a dope actor, man. And for him to carry his own movie in a world that Marvel hasn't made before. And Michael B. Jordan is in this one too as the villain, Eric Killmonger. And I love what I've seen so far. And maybe it helps. Maybe it helps that there's been hip hop during the trailers. That Run the Jewels fit perfect with that first trailer. Ryan Coogler is directing this, and I can only assume that's why he isn't directing Creed 2. Every Marvel movie has a post-credit scene. I can't imagine the post-credit scene for this having too much effect on Infinity War. And obviously, I'm dropping this in January. Obviously, the movie doesn't come out for like another 6 weeks. But I am 98% confident that last Infinity Stone is chilling in Wakanda. At number 2, I got Deadpool 2. That first teaser was great. I want to see Josh Brolin as Cable. I want to see Zazie Beetz as Domino. After the first movie, I don't know where they're going to take it. And like not knowing is half the fun going in. A lot of these movies are just left to the imagination to build up hype. Like that's one thing when Disney, Marvel Studios wants to incorporate Deadpool into the MCU, you have to do some kind of time travel. You have to do some kind of loophole. And it should be written law that Ryan Reynolds is always going to play Deadpool. No one else can play Deadpool the same way Downey can only play Iron Man. And it's going to happen, but only Hugh Jackman can play Wolverine, even though he will be recast. But, like, obviously, man, you guys saw my 2015 favorite movies, 2015. Y'all know Deadpool was my number 2 favorite movie of that year. But the first Deadpool was hilarious. The action was dope. And it was everything you wanted in a Deadpool movie. This is gonna be multiplied. I just know it. And like it's one of those like, okay, Deadpool succeeded in February. They moved the sequel to summer. That type of move usually like you know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool in February, but this might get crushed at the box office. But no, Deadpool is going to thrive in that June 1st release date. Okay, my most anticipated movie of 2018, man. This should be everybody. Movie snobs, movie nerds, anybody who loves movies, Avengers Infinity War should by law be everyone's most anticipated movie of the year. That the trailer was amazing. Like Cap is supposedly going to be Nomad. We saw Peter Parker took the Iron Spider suit. They haven't officially called it that yet. Hawkeye wasn't in the trailer. He's supposedly going to go by, he's rumored to be going by the name Ronin. I don't know anything about Ronin in the comics, but it would be dope. Like everything since Civil War is like hit Cap's team that hard that like they went into hiding and a couple of them changed aliases. That would be cool. Like we saw Black Widow has new hair, Cap got a beard. I saw one freeze frame, like some nerd showed that when Tony is with Doctor Strange and Wong and Bruce Banner, he's got that phone that Cap's FedEx them. So Thanos is gonna come, and again, Josh Brolin is gonna this is gonna be the summer of Brolin. I'm calling it now. Between Infinity War, Deadpool 2, and Sicario 2, 2018 is gonna be the summer of Brolin. Like Thanos has to deliver. Every movie, damn near every movie, somebody's crying about the villains. I think last year, 2017 had the best villains in the MCU. Period. Between Ego, between Vulture, and between Hela. Those are three of the best villains the MCU's ever given us, and Thanos has to be more devastating than all of them. And Avengers 4 comes out exactly a year after Infinity War, so it's gonna end on a cliffhanger. Heroes are gonna die. This movie's not going to end on a happy note. Just so be prepared. Like Uncle Scar, be prepared. I'm more hyped for this than I think I have ever been for any movie, man. What are your most anticipated movies of the year? I really want to know. If I didn't name any movies that you're looking forward to, tell me what you're looking forward to. I'm curious. We could discuss it. Fantastic Beasts comes out in November. I think the Bohemian Rhapsody, that the Freddie Mercury, right? That comes out on Christmas. I'm blanking hard. There's other movies coming out. We're finally getting Super Troopers 2, Annihilation from the director, I think, of Ex Machina. Just to throw a few titles out there, man. If I remember correctly, next week Proud Mary comes out, The Commuter comes out, and if my theater is cool, which I doubt, The Post is going to open wide. I want to see those. 12 Strong comes out with Chris Hemsworth. And there's something else that opens on the 19th that I can't think of right now. So like I said, man, drop your most anticipated movies of the year, man. Follow me on Letterboxd for my reviews, weekly video reviews on here, of course, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Happy 2018 to everybody, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.